There are places on Earth that look like they belong in a dream. Or maybe even another planet. You won't believe what exists out there. Get ready to see the most unreal, jaw-dropping spots in the world. These places will leave you speechless. From glowing lakes to towering cliffs. Get comfortable. This is going to be a ride through some of the world's best-kept secrets. Are you ready? Let's go. Imagine walking through a forest where the trees are blue. The blue forest in Japan is exactly that. The trees, covered in a unique type of moss, give off an eerie, yet magical glow. It's not the kind of place you expect to find on Earth. But here it is, in the middle of Japan. The stillness, the color, the vibe. It's like stepping into a fairy tale. Next stop, one of the most mysterious spots on the planet. The door to hell in Turkmenistan. A massive crater that's been burning for decades. It started as an accident in the 1970s, and it's been going ever since. The fire, the heat, the glow. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Only it's real. And it's waiting for you. Now, let's head to the frozen landscapes of Antarctica. You might think it's just snow and ice, but there's something hidden here. Lake Vostok. Buried under miles of ice, this subglacial lake has been isolated for millions of years. Scientists believe there might be life living in its waters. The thought of undiscovered creatures, living in complete isolation, is enough to blow your mind. You might have seen the pink lake in Australia on your feed. But seeing it in person? That's next level. Lake Hillier is a vibrant, pink wonder that's unlike anything else. The color? It's not a trick of the light. It's the result of a special algae that thrives in its salt-heavy waters. It looks like a giant slice of cotton candy in the middle of the desert. And yes, it's real. Have you ever seen a waterfall that defies gravity? In Venezuela, Angel Falls is the world's highest uninterrupted waterfall. Water drops from over 3,200 feet into the lush jungle below. It's a thunderous roar of nature. And when the mist rises, it's like the earth is sending a message. Angel Falls is as surreal as it gets. Let's take a trip to Iceland now, where the landscape is straight out of a movie. The black sand beaches of Reynisfjara. They look like something from another world. Giant basalt columns rise from the sea. And the waves crash against them with immense force. It's a place where the power of nature is on full display. From Iceland, we're going to a place where the mountains meet the sky. The Faroe Islands. A place so beautiful it seems unreal. Lush, green cliffs drop into the sea. Waterfalls cascade down in a peaceful symphony. And the fog rolls in like something out of a fantasy novel. The Faroe Islands feel like you've stepped into a hidden world. Let's jump to something completely different now. The famous White Sands National Park in New Mexico. The dunes here are made of gypsum, not sand. They're so white they almost seem to glow in the sunlight. The endless sea of white stretches as far as the eye can see. It's a place that feels both peaceful and alien at the same time. Now, imagine walking through a cave that's alive with color. The Waitomo Caves in New Zealand are home to thousands of glowworms. As you float through the cave, the blue glow of the worms lights up the walls. It's like a starry sky underground. The soft, magical glow makes the place feel like something straight out of a dream. What if I told you there's a place where the ocean actually glows? The Maldives are home to some of the brightest bioluminescent beaches. At night, the water lights up, creating a surreal, glowing effect. It's caused by plankton that glows when disturbed. Swimming in water that sparkles under the moonlight is a truly otherworldly experience. And then, there's a place that's often called the real-life Hobbiton. The Waitomo village in New Zealand is home to the famous Hobbiton movie set. But beyond the movies, this place looks like it was built straight out of a storybook. The rolling hills, the small cottages, and the magical green pastures. It's the kind of place that feels like you've stepped into a different time. Another place that seems like it came straight out of a fantasy is Mount Roraima in Venezuela. This flat-topped mountain has inspired legends and stories for centuries. It's so isolated from the world that the plants and animals living on it are found nowhere else. The sight of the mountain rising above the clouds is enough to make you believe in magic. Have you ever heard of the Spotted Lake in Canada? This lake is covered in spots, like a giant, natural polka dot pattern. The spots are created by mineral deposits that come to the surface in the summer. The colors range from green to yellow to blue, creating a surreal, almost otherworldly look. It's nature's own masterpiece. The Badlands in South Dakota might look like a barren desert, but take a closer look. These rock formations, carved by wind and water, look like something from another planet. The sharp peaks and layered colors give the landscape an alien-like quality. The beauty here is raw, untouched, and utterly breathtaking. Are you ready to see the desert from a whole new perspective? The dunes in Namibia's Sossusvlei region are some of the tallest in the world. The orange-red sand dunes look like they go on forever. And when the sun rises, they glow in hues of gold and crimson. It's a sight that's both beautiful and humbling at the same time. Let's take a dive into one of the most surreal underwater places on Earth. The Great Blue Hole in Belize. This massive sinkhole in the ocean is over 1,000 feet across. The deep blue water contrasts with the lighter coral reefs surrounding it, creating a stunning visual. It's like a portal into another world. Divers from around the globe come here to experience this natural wonder. We're heading back to Japan for one last unreal place. The Aogashima Island is one of the most remote inhabited places on Earth. This volcanic island sits in the Pacific Ocean, with a village in the crater. The island is so isolated that the people who live there rely on geothermal energy to power their homes. It's a place where nature and humanity coexist in a way that feels otherworldly. Ready for more? Let's go further into the surreal with one of the most mysterious lakes in the world. Lake Natron in Tanzania is known for its eerie red color. The water here has a high alkaline content, and the color is caused by microorganisms that thrive in the extreme conditions. The lake's surface is coated with salt, giving it a ghostly, lifeless appearance. It's a place that feels both beautiful and unsettling at the same time. Ever heard of the Blue Hole in Egypt? No, it's not the same as the one in Belize. This one sits along the coast of the Red Sea and is considered one of the most dangerous dive spots in the world. It's a deep underwater sinkhole that attracts divers looking for adventure. The deep blue waters and the contrasting coral reefs make it look like a portal to another world. But its dangerous currents and depth are a reminder of how nature can both amaze and challenge. In the heart of Italy, there's a place called the Fairy Pools. Located on the Isle of Skye in Scotland, these crystal-clear pools cascade down from the mountains, surrounded by lush greenery and dramatic cliffs. The water is so pure, it almost seems like it's been placed there by magic. Hiking through this area is like walking through a land that time forgot, where every turn reveals something new and mystical. We're heading back to the desert now, but this time, we're going to the white sands of Bisti, de Nazin Wilderness in New Mexico. This remote, eerie landscape is filled with hoodoos, tall, thin spires of rock formed over millions of years. The sharp, jagged formations rise up from the desert floor like strange sentinels. It's a place that feels otherworldly, with a stillness that invites you to pause and take in the beauty of something ancient and untouched. Have you ever seen an entire field of glowing trees? The Amazon rainforest is home to the rare, bioluminescent tree that glows faintly in the dark. The trees are called ghost trees, and their pale glow at night is caused by a combination of their chemical makeup and the presence of fungi. Walking through this forest at night, with the trees casting an eerie light around you, is an experience that can only be described as surreal. Let's head to another hidden wonder, the stone forest of Madagascar. The Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park is filled with sharp, towering limestone formations that rise like needles from the earth. These formations create a labyrinth of paths and cliffs, making it feel like you're walking through a natural fortress. It's one of the most unique landscapes on Earth and a true marvel of nature. The next spot is not just a place, it's a spectacle of color. The Rainbow Mountains in China, also known as the Zhangye Danja landform, are a series of peaks and hills that appear to be painted in vibrant streaks of red, yellow, green, and blue. These colorful stripes are caused by the mineral deposits in the rocks, creating a landscape that looks like a work of art. Seeing this place in person feels like stepping into a vibrant painting, a sight that's almost too perfect to be real. Let's change gears and dive deep into one of the world's most amazing cave systems. The Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico, USA, contain more than 119 caves, many of which are decorated with stunning stalactites and stalagmites. The sheer size of some of these caves is mind-blowing, and the formations inside are unlike anything you'll see above ground. The dark, quiet spaces create an atmosphere that's both awe-inspiring and humbling. It's a place where nature's creativity knows no bounds. In the far northern reaches of Canada, there's a phenomenon that seems impossible. The northern lights, or aurora borealis, light up the night sky in a stunning display of colors: green, pink, purple, and blue. It's a natural light show that feels almost otherworldly, as if the sky itself is alive. It's one of the most beautiful and surreal sights you'll ever witness, and it can only be seen in a few select places around the globe. Let's head to the forests of Vietnam now. The Son Dong Cave is the largest cave in the world. Inside, you'll find entire ecosystems, complete with its own river, jungle, and even weather system. The cave is so large, it could fit an entire skyscraper inside. It's like discovering a hidden world beneath the earth, a place so vast and isolated that it feels like something out of a sci-fi novel. Let's journey to the Mediterranean coast now. The Blue Grotto in Malta is a sea cave that radiates a stunning blue light, creating a surreal, almost magical effect. The water is so clear and the sunlight reflects off the cave's walls in such a way that it looks like the cave itself is glowing. It's a place where time seems to stand still, and the beauty of nature is on full display. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean lies a place called the Marianas Trench. This area represents the lowest point in the world's oceans, with depths exceeding 36,000 feet. The pressure and darkness here are overwhelming, yet it's home to strange and mysterious creatures that have adapted to survive in these extreme conditions. The Marianas Trench is a reminder that even in the darkest, deepest parts of our planet, life finds a way to thrive. And speaking of deep, let's take a journey to the bottom of the earth to see one of the most bizarre phenomena on the planet. The Atacama Desert in Chile is known for its extreme dryness, and yet, there's a place here where rainbows seem to come to life. The desert's salt flats create a stunning visual effect when the rain falls. The contrast of the bright rainbow colors against the stark, barren landscape makes it seem like you're standing in a painting. Ready for more unreal places? Let's move on to the high-altitude wonders of the world. The salt flats of Bolivia, known as Salar de Uyuni, are one of the most breathtaking places on Earth. When the rainy season hits, the entire flat becomes a giant mirror. The water creates a perfectly reflective surface, turning the ground into a mirror that captures the sky and clouds above. It's like walking on the sky itself, with no boundaries between the earth and the heavens. If you think that's unreal, then wait until you see the Valley of Geysers in Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. This valley is home to more than 90 geysers, making it one of the most concentrated areas of geothermal activity in the world. Steaming hot water shoots out of the ground in spectacular fashion, creating a surreal landscape of bubbling mud pools and plumes of steam. It's a place where the raw power of nature is on full display. Now, let's journey to the forests of Tanzania, home to the mysterious and elusive Gombe Stream National Park. This park is famous not only for its stunning landscapes but for being the place where Jane Goodall first studied wild chimpanzees. The lush green hills, the tranquil waters, and the rich biodiversity create an environment that feels untouched by time. There's something magical about being surrounded by such untouched nature. Another unreal place is located in the heart of Africa, the Ngorongoro crater in Tanzania. This massive volcanic caldera is like a living, breathing ecosystem. Inside its walls, you'll find a rich variety of wildlife, including lions, elephants, and rhinos. The sheer diversity of life, coupled with the stunning views from the crater's rim, makes this one of the most surreal spots on Earth. We're going to take a detour to the island of Socotra now. This island, off the coast of Yemen, is often described as the most alien-looking place on Earth. Its unique plant life, including the famous dragon's blood trees, creates a landscape that looks like something out of a science fiction movie. The island has been isolated for millions of years, which is why so many species here exist nowhere else on Earth. Socotra feels like a time capsule, frozen in a world of its own. Let's head back to the mountains now, to the rugged beauty of the Dolomites in Italy. These jagged peaks rise dramatically from the landscape, their sharp edges and alpine meadows creating a scene so beautiful it's hard to believe it's real. The mountains have a magical quality, especially when they're bathed in the golden light of sunrise or sunset. The Dolomites are a reminder of the power and beauty of nature, frozen in time. We're going to another isolated place now, this time in the Himalayas. The Lost Valley of the Yeti, also known as the Gokyo Valley in Nepal, is an area that feels untouched by the modern world. Surrounded by towering snow-capped peaks and pristine lakes, this valley is often considered one of the most beautiful and remote places on Earth. The stillness and serenity here are unmatched, and many believe it's where the legendary Yeti might roam. How about a place where the desert meets the sea? The Skeleton Coast in Namibia is one of the most mysterious and haunting places in the world. The coastline is lined with shipwrecks, the remains of vessels that failed to navigate the dangerous, fog-filled waters. The desert dunes rise up sharply against the cold Atlantic Ocean, creating a surreal, almost otherworldly landscape. The combination of desolation and beauty makes this place unlike any other. Another location that seems straight out of a movie is the Antelope Canyon in Arizona, USA. This slot canyon is known for its smooth, flowing curves and the way light filters through the narrow passageways, creating surreal beams of sunlight. The reddish-orange walls of the canyon glow in the sunlight, making it look like a fiery river frozen in time. It's a place that feels alive, constantly changing with every shift of light and shadow. Let's take a moment to explore a truly alien landscape, the pinnacles of the Pinnacles Desert in Western Australia. These limestone spires, some over 10 feet tall, rise from the ground in strange and eerie formations. The desert, with its golden sands and unusual stone structures, creates a landscape that looks like it belongs on a distant planet. The beauty of this place is almost otherworldly, making it a must-see for anyone looking for something unique. Next, let's travel to the country of Georgia, where the cave city of Uplistiki sits. This ancient city was carved into the rocks over 3,000 years ago. It's a maze of stone passageways, temples, and homes, all set against the backdrop of a dramatic canyon. The site feels like a journey back in time, where history and nature have melded together in a way that's both awe-inspiring and surreal. Ever wondered what it would be like to see an entire forest made entirely of petrified wood? That's exactly what you'll find in the Petrified Forest National Park in Arizona. The park is home to some of the most colorful and massive petrified wood in the world. The ancient trees, turned to stone, create an eerie and beautiful landscape. The colors of the wood, reds, purples, and yellows, make the forest seem like it's been painted by the hand of an artist. If you think that's mind-blowing, then get ready for one of the most surreal underwater experiences in the world, the Jellyfish Lake in Palau. This lake is home to millions of jellyfish, most of which are harmless and don't sting. Swimming through the lake, surrounded by these glowing creatures, feels like you've stepped into a magical underwater world. The experience is both calming and awe-inspiring, as the jellyfish float gracefully around you. Ready for another surreal experience? Let's visit the vast, sweeping sand dunes of the Namib Desert. The Dune 45 is one of the tallest dunes here, and climbing to its peak rewards you with one of the most breathtaking views in the world. The combination of the orange sand and the bright blue sky creates a contrast so striking it looks like a painting. It's a reminder of how nature's beauty can be both simple and spectacular. Are you still with me? Let's keep going. Let's now take a trip to the incredible lake of turquoise waters in Indonesia, the Kelimutu Crater Lakes. Located on the island of Flores, these lakes are known for their ever-changing colors, which can range from blue to green to red, depending on the chemical composition. The lake's vibrant hues make it one of the most unique and surreal places on Earth. Surrounded by volcanic peaks and dense forests, the scene feels almost mystical. Heading further east, we come to the surreal world of the caves of Ha Long Bay in Vietnam. The bay is famous for its towering limestone pillars, which rise out of the emerald waters. But hidden beneath the surface are the caves that seem to transport you to another world. These caves are filled with stalactites and stalagmites that sparkle under the light, creating an otherworldly atmosphere that makes you feel as though you're walking through an ancient underground kingdom. Moving to the Arctic now, we'll visit the icebergs of Greenland. The sheer scale and beauty of these frozen giants are enough to take your breath away. The icebergs rise dramatically from the ocean, their colors shifting from brilliant whites to deep blues and greens as they reflect the light. The landscape is a surreal combination of stark ice, the endless horizon, and the quiet, untouched wilderness. It feels like you've stepped into a world frozen in time. Speaking of icy wonders, let's head to the northern icefield in Canada. The vast expanse of ice and snow stretches as far as the eye can see. The terrain is jagged, with glaciers cutting through the mountains and frozen lakes reflecting the sky above. The extreme isolation of this place makes it feel like you're on a different planet, with no signs of human life for miles around. Next, we're heading to the lush, tropical rainforests of the Philippines, home to the Banawe rice terraces. Carved into the mountains over 2,000 years ago, these terraces are not only an architectural marvel but also an environmental wonder. The rich green fields cascade down the mountainsides, creating a dramatic contrast with the surrounding jungle. The terraces look like something out of a fairy tale, a place where nature and human ingenuity have created a masterpiece. Let's take a detour to the jungles of Costa Rica now, where you'll find the striking Arenal volcano. Towering over the landscape, Arenal is one of the most active volcanoes in the world. Its symmetrical cone shape rises above the dense rainforest, creating an incredible visual spectacle. When the volcano erupts, it sends clouds of ash into the sky, creating a dramatic scene that feels like something out of a disaster movie. The contrast of fire and water, as nearby hot springs offer a peaceful retreat, makes this place a true natural wonder. Let's head back to the mountains now, to one of the most iconic peaks in the world, Mount Fuji in Japan. Standing tall at over 12,000 feet, this snow-capped mountain is a symbol of beauty and tranquility. Surrounding it are serene lakes, vibrant forests, and ancient temples, creating a landscape that's as peaceful as it is striking. The symmetry of Mount Fuji's cone-shaped peak makes it look almost too perfect, like a painting brought to life. We can't forget about the mesmerizing northern lights in Iceland. The lights, which dance across the sky in brilliant colors, look like something from another world. The lights are caused by solar winds interacting with the Earth's magnetic field, creating an incredible visual display. The best part? Iceland's isolated landscape, with its volcanoes, glaciers, and black sand beaches, provides the perfect backdrop for this once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon. Standing beneath the lights, with the cold air and dark skies, feels almost surreal. Next, let's explore the stunning natural beauty of New Zealand's Milford Sound. This fjord, surrounded by towering cliffs and cascading waterfalls, is one of the most picturesque places on the planet. The water is crystal clear, and the surrounding forest is dense and lush. When it rains, the waterfalls multiply, adding to the dramatic landscape. The mist that rises from the sound creates an almost mystical atmosphere, as if you've stepped into a secret world. Let's travel to a place where it feels as though time has come to a halt, Easter Island. This remote spot, found in the Pacific Ocean, is famous for the Moai statues. These massive figures were carved long ago by the Rapa Nui people. The statues, standing tall amidst the island's volcanic scenery, create an almost mystical and haunting atmosphere. Because of its seclusion and ancient roots, the island gives the impression of being untouched by the passage of time. Now, let's journey to the stunning Faroe Islands in the North Atlantic. This remote archipelago is home to some of the most dramatic landscapes in the world. The cliffs are steep and the waters are wild, while the grass-covered roofs of the traditional homes blend perfectly with the surrounding landscape. The misty atmosphere, combined with the constant changes in weather, creates a landscape that feels like it's constantly shifting. The Faroe Islands are as raw and beautiful as they come. Let's head to a place where the sea meets the sky, the cliffs of Moher in Ireland. These towering cliffs rise more than 700 feet above the Atlantic Ocean, offering one of the most breathtaking views in Europe. The cliffs are home to thousands of seabirds, and the windswept landscape feels untamed and wild. Standing on the edge, with the vast ocean stretching out before you, is a reminder of how small we are in the face of nature's power. How about exploring the rugged beauty of Norway's Lofoten Islands? These islands, located above the Arctic Circle, are known for their dramatic peaks, crystal-clear waters, and traditional fishing villages. The landscape here is rugged yet peaceful, with picturesque beaches and jagged mountains rising from the sea. The Lofoten Islands offer a serene escape from the world, a place where nature takes center stage and leaves you in awe. Now, let's make our way to the Himalayas again, but this time to the mystical land of Bhutan. The Tiger's Nest Monastery, perched high on the cliffs, is one of the most iconic landmarks in the country. It's an incredible feat of architecture, built into the side of a mountain, and it offers a view of the surrounding valley that is nothing short of breathtaking. The spiritual energy of the place, combined with the stunning natural beauty, makes this one of the most surreal spots on Earth. Still with me? Keep going. Let's head to the Caribbean now, to a place where the water is so clear, it almost seems like liquid glass, the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. This geothermal spa is set in a rugged lava field, and the mineral-rich water is known for its healing properties. The contrast of the bright blue water against the dark volcanic rocks makes the entire scene look like something out of a fantasy movie. The steam rising from the warm waters adds to the surreal atmosphere, creating a place that feels like it's from another world. Now, we'll journey to the vast, remote plains of Mongolia, where you'll find the stunning Gobi Desert. This desert is not only massive, but it's also home to some of the most unusual landscapes on Earth. From the towering sand dunes to the rocky outcrops and the vast stretches of grassland, the Gobi Desert feels like a land from a different time. Its isolation gives it a peaceful, almost mystical quality, where the only sound is the wind. Heading to the Pacific Ocean, let's explore the surreal, jagged coastline of New Zealand's Cape Reinga. This remote point marks the spot where the Tasman Sea meets the Pacific Ocean, creating a dramatic clash of waters. The contrast of the dark blue sea and the windswept cliffs creates a stunning and isolated landscape. The region is steeped in Maori legend, adding to the mystique of the area. It's a place that feels both ancient and powerful, like the meeting point of two worlds. Let's make our way to the icy landscapes of Iceland once again, this time to explore the breathtaking Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon. The lagoon is filled with massive chunks of ice, floating serenely on the water's surface. These icebergs are calved from the nearby Vatnajökull Glacier, and their stunning blue and white colors create an almost otherworldly scene. The lagoon is one of Iceland's most famous natural wonders, and it's a place where time seems to stand still. Heading south now, to the otherworldly landscape of Patagonia. The Torres del Paine National Park in Chile is a place where dramatic granite peaks, turquoise lakes, and vast glaciers come together in a perfect natural symphony. The jagged peaks of the Torres del Paine, which rise sharply above the surrounding landscape, create a stunning backdrop to the wilderness below. The park is a haven for wildlife, including guanacos, foxes, and the elusive puma, making it a place that feels like it's frozen in time. Now, let's venture into the remote lands of the Arctic Circle, where the Svalbard archipelago in Norway offers an incredible view of glaciers, ice caps, and snow-covered mountains. This isolated land is home to polar bears, reindeer, and other Arctic wildlife, and it feels like a place where the Earth's raw power is on full display. The towering glaciers and the frozen seas create a surreal landscape that seems almost untouched by humanity. It's a place where nature reigns supreme. Next, let's visit a place that feels like a journey to the center of the Earth, the Waitomo Caves in New Zealand. These caves are famous for their population of glowworms, which light up the cave walls with their bioluminescent glow. When you enter the cave, the soft glow of the worms creates an ethereal atmosphere, and the dark, winding passages seem to go on forever. It's a surreal experience, like stepping into a living, glowing constellation beneath the Earth's surface. Let's journey to another tropical destination, the island of Bora Bora in French Polynesia. Known for its crystal-clear lagoons and stunning overwater bungalows, Bora Bora is often considered one of the most beautiful islands in the world. The turquoise waters are so clear, you can see the coral reefs below, teeming with colorful fish. The island is surrounded by a barrier reef, making it a haven for water sports and diving, and its dramatic volcanic peaks rise from the turquoise sea, adding to its otherworldly beauty. Now, let's venture to the land down under, to the surreal landscapes of Australia's Kimberley region. The Bungles, with their distinctive striped domes, rise dramatically from the rugged landscape of the Purnululu National Park. The bizarre, beehive-shaped formations were formed over millions of years and have created a unique landscape that feels almost alien. The striking contrast between the orange and black stripes makes these rock formations look like something out of a science fiction novel. For those looking for a truly unique adventure, let's visit the otherworldly landscape of the Salar de Uyuni again, this time in the dry season. The salt flats stretch out in all directions, creating a seemingly endless expanse of white that reflects the sky like a giant mirror. The sensation of walking across the salt is surreal, as if you're floating in a dreamscape where the horizon and the ground are one. We can't forget about the otherworldly beauty of the Red Centre in Australia. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, is a massive sandstone monolith that rises 1,142 feet above the surrounding desert. The rock is sacred to the local Aboriginal people, and it is known for its stunning color changes, especially during sunrise and sunset. The landscape surrounding Uluru is equally breathtaking, with vast red sands stretching as far as the eye can see. The isolation and beauty of this place make it feel like something straight out of a dream. Let's visit the surreal landscapes of Norway again, but this time, we're going to the stunning Lofoten Islands. These islands are known for their dramatic mountains, crystal clear waters, and picturesque villages that seem to be suspended in time. The Lofoten Islands are a place where nature and human life coexist in harmony, and the stunning beauty of the landscape leaves you in awe at every turn. As we've journeyed through some of the most surreal and unreal places on Earth, one thing becomes clear. Our planet is full of hidden wonders, places that feel like they belong to another world. From the shimmering salt flats of Bolivia to the misty mountains of Bhutan, each of these spots offers something extraordinary. Whether it's the surreal colors of the Kelamutu crater lakes or the mystical glow of New Zealand's Waitomo caves, these places remind us that the beauty of nature is limitless and often beyond imagination. So, the next time you're dreaming of your next adventure, remember that the world is full of spots that look like they're straight out of a fantasy. And who knows? Maybe one of these unreal locations will be your next destination, waiting for you to discover the magic they hold. Until then, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep finding those places that make you feel like you're walking in another world.
Do you want to save big on your next adventure? Watch this video right here. It's basically a free training. See you there.